Yo, what's up guys? Fuck, I hit my camera as I press record. What's up guys? The UFC Fight Night Sandhagen versus Ogden just happened. Literally just finished. And yeah, so I'm going to go from the prelims all the way up to the main card. If you guys didn't see my prediction video, run it up. And yeah, I went 8-5 on this card, but there were 2 robberies on the card. So that'd be 10-3 if it weren't for the robbery. So, you know, like, I don't know if you guys know, but I don't really tend to count my robbery losses as a loss because the guy that I picked should have won. So it is what it is, but for the sake of on paper, I went 8-5. So not the best, but also not the worst. So yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I missed the first 2 fights completely, and I only seen the second round of Maria Agapova and Julian Robertson. Okay, so anyway, first fight on the card, Nicholas Morta versus Cameron Van Camp. I went with Cameron Van Camp, and he ends up losing. I seen the KO. He ends up losing by first round KO. Man, I mean, it's funny, right? Nicholas Morta gets KO'd by Jim Miller, and then bounces back and KOs Cameron Van Camp. And thing is, like, it's not like Cameron Van Camp's class and he's this and that. I mean, he's got 2 UFC fights and he's got 2 KO losses. So it is what it is. But I picked him. I thought he'd be able to get it done, but obviously not. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's MMA is crazy. That's why we love and hate it. But yeah, I like I said, I missed the fight, so I can't really give my thoughts on it. But yeah. Second fight on the card was Tony Gravely versus Javid Basharat. I went with Javid Basharat by decision, and he got it done by unanimous decision. Like I said, I missed this fight, but it was an interesting matchup because he was going against a D1 wrestler in Tony Gravely, and you know, like he said in his post-fight interview, this is his worst stylistic matchup, and he beat him by decision. I mean, I think that's more valuable than getting like a quick first round TKO, so that if he comes up against another potential wrestler, you don't know how he's going to look, and then he gets dominated. So it was good on him to continue to show his skills and continue to pour the pressure on, and based off the highlights, the little highlights I've seen. But yeah, he did exactly what he needed to do, and yeah, unanimous decision for Javid Basharat. So yeah, yeah, boy was right once again. Next fight on the card, Maria Agapova versus Julian Robertson. I didn't see the first round. I seen the second round, and to me it was just Maria Agapova. Just, you need to give her a striker, man. She just, oh, by the way, I went with Julian Robertson. She got it done by submission. The problem with Maria Agapova is that she just doesn't know what to do on the ground. She's not great on the ground at all. She struggles. And Julian Robertson just exposed that. She's a great jiu-jitsu player, and she did exactly what she needed to do. And Maria Agapova went out cold. Fair play to her. She didn't tap. And yeah, it was a great performance based off what I seen by Julian Robertson. But apparently in the first round, Maria won the first round. She was very aggressive and landed a lot, but Julian Robertson managed to get it down in the second, and did what she had to do, got her back, and just squeezed. And Maria Agapova, it was weird because this is how my prediction of her not knowing what she's going to do on the ground, what to do on the ground, is perfect. Because what I seen is when she was getting in the choke, she wasn't even fighting the hand, she was doing nothing, she was just biting it, like trying not to go out, trying not to tap. And it's just like, well, okay, well, you got to have some technique, you know, try to pull the hand down, try to force your way out, do something. You're just lying there doing nothing. So, like I said, guys, I told you what would happen. Julian Robertson will put her in positions on the ground where Maria Agapova will not know what the fuck she's doing. And when she doesn't know what she's doing, she panics. And when she panics, she doesn't use her technique anymore. And she's just on the floor, not knowing what to do, and people just take advantage of her. So, yeah, I mean, good performance by Julian Robertson, gets it done. Women's flyweight, though, so, yeah, is what it is. But, yeah, 11-7. Next fight on the card, Trey Ogden versus Daniel Zellhuber. In my opinion, this is a robbery. Now, Trey Ogden definitely won the first round. He landed the better shots, and he was more active as well. Fair enough. He wins the fight based off of more effective striking, more damage, more potential to end the fight. Yada, 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 right? Second round, Daniel Zellhuber clearly won that second round. He was way more aggressive. He was landing the cleaner shots, and he was getting more of a reaction out of Trey Ogden. Way more of a reaction. And the thing is, right, like, a lot of people look to, like, you know, like, the grappling and this and that. And, like, the most important thing in a fight is damage. It's a damage-based sport. And Zellhuber landed more damage in the second round, right? And there's my dog. I know you can't see him there, but Daniel Zellhuber clearly landed the more damage. Clearly was looking to end the fight more, and yeah, that's how I seen it anyway. And the third round, I thought Daniel Zellhuber also took the third round. I think he landed the slightly more cleaner shots, and I just think he did what he had to do. I just don't understand how you can, like, I don't want to label it as a robbery, but at the same time, thing is, right, like, I know how to score a fight, and based off of what I seen, I can't remember the exact moments of the fight, I'd have to rewatch it, but based off what I seen, I remember, Daniel Zellhuber won round 2 and 3 to me. So, by definition, is a robbery, because based off the judging criteria, but it was a close fight, it was a really close fight, but I just thought Zellhuber landed the cleaner shots in round 2 and 3, and landed the more damaging shots, so that's just what I saw, you know what I mean? Maybe I'd have to rewatch it, but based off of what I saw, I know how to score a fight. Based off of that, Daniel Zellhuber won, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Yeah, Trey Ogden, unanimous decision. Next fight on the card was Denise Gomez versus Loma Lookboonmee. I went with Loma Lookboonmee getting a decision, and she does just that. Fucking female fights piss me off, man. They can't finish a fight because of their IQ. She was getting put in tough positions by Denise Gomez, and she kept putting herself in those positions all the time. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like legit, she'd take her down and then go into her guard on purpose. It was strange, but yeah, she was good on the feet though. It's just her IQ, man. She got the IQ of a retard. I didn't get it. Like, she almost got herself out of there, and she couldn't get Denise Gomez out. She was landing it. Elbows on top, and she was like this. She was clearly the better wrestler, but she's not better at jiu-jitsu. She's putting herself in weird position. I got hiccups for some reason, but she kept putting herself in weird positions, and Denise Gomez just couldn't finish her. But Loma Lookboonmee clearly won the fight. She was just landing the more the most damaging shots, and just clearly won the rounds, in my opinion. So yeah, she did what she had to do, but at the same time, she was retarded at the same time. But yeah, is what it is. Next fight on the card was Trevin Giles versus Louis Korsky. I went with Trevin Giles, not getting chinned, and he didn't get chinned. But yeah, I went with Trevin Giles. He got it done by decision. A lot of people are going to shit on him for this performance, and I understand why. But what you both gotta like take into account is that, don't forget, in his last 2 fights before this, he got KO'd twice. And that does something to a fighter's mentality. And don't get me wrong, he fought like an absolute pussy. He fought like a fucking pussy. Don't get me wrong, he was a pussy in it. But I'm just trying to tell you guys that I understand why he fought like a pussy. Because what you guys got to take into account, you seem to forget you have short-term memory. He got KO'd in his last 2 fights. So obviously he's going to be a bit afraid to take a shot. So he was standing on the outside, picking Korsky apart with little leg kicks, popping him with jabs. Just clearly not outclassing him, but outstriking him. Clearly being the more effective striker. Defending the takedowns. And even, had decent grappling moments against the cage himself and landing good shots. So Trevin Giles just had that type of performance of a guy coming off a double KO losses. You know what I mean? He back-to-back KO losses. He fought like and I can see why. I'm not condoning the type of performance because it was very boring and it wasn't a very action-heavy fight, because we're used to that from Trevin Giles. But like I said, guys, you gotta understand that he's been KO'd twice in his last 2 fights before this. So you gotta cut him some slack. Hopefully he fights better now that he got a bit of confidence. He's picked up a win in the meantime. Mentally, he's gonna feel good going into his next fight because he did take some shots against Louis Korsky and he felt fine. So you got to give him some slack. So hopefully he does better. Gives a better performance in his next fight. But yeah, good win, good performance, decent performance by Trevin Giles. Gets it done by unanimous decision. Next fight on the card, Damon Jackson versus Pat Sabatini. I went with Pat Sabatini, but Damon Jackson gives the first round TKO to, apparently it was a verbal tap. I didn't hear nothing or see him tap, but I mean that's what the ref said. But and he didn't argue it, so it must have been. But is what it is, man. Damon Jackson had the power of grief on his side and just caught him with a quick up kick as Pat Sabatini was lowering down to throw a left hook and caught him, got him hurt, dropped him, and then just kept raining down shots and got the finish. I mean, that's 4 in a row for Damon Jackson, so hopefully he gets a top 15. I don't think he'll beat any of the top 15, but good win from him. And the thing is like, I mean, condolences obviously to his brother that passed away, his older brother. So he had the power of grief on his side, and he gets it done. And I mean, emotional for everybody, I guess, not for me because I don't feel emotion. But great fight. And just get that I got my pick wrong, to be honest with you. But great job. Next fight on the card was first fight on the main card was Anthony Hernandez versus Marc-Andre Barriault. I went with Anthony Hernandez getting a unanimous decision win, but he gets the win by 3rd round submission. Great performance by Anthony Hernandez, man. Showed great grappling and very improved striking. Marc-Andre Barriault, man, he's tough as fuck. I mean, he got his rib clearly broken by Anthony Hernandez, but kept trying to fight. And Hernandez, man, he's really fucking good. Like, I mean, Kevin Holland's win over him is aging very well. Because most of you don't know, he fought Kevin Holland, and Kevin Holland TKO'd him in the first round. And, Fluffy Hernandez, man, he's really improved. His striking is a lot more crisp. His takedowns are nice, his grappling's nice, and he gets the triangle choke in the 3rd round against the arm triangle, choke against Marc-Andre Barriault. And fair play to Marc-Andre Barriault, didn't fucking tap, went out cold. So went out on his shield. Anthony Hernandez, man, fucking tough as well. Great cardio, and I look forward to more of his fights, man. It was a really great performance by him. Really surprised, not really surprised. I predicted him to do this, but not as dominant as he was. Like you could argue a 10-8 in the 2nd round. That's how dominant he really was. And man, Anthony Hernandez is great, man. He's really good, and he's only improving from here. So look forward to more of his fights in the future. Next fight on the card, Tanner Boser versus Rodrigo Nascimento Ferreira. This was a robbery. Tanner Boser clearly won round 2 and 3. It is what it is. And people are going to talk about Rodrigo had him down and he was holding him. And, bro, it's a damage-based sport. And who was active off his back landing more shots? Tanner Boser. Thing is, right, it was pretty even on the feet. And then Rodrigo took him down in the 3rd and held him down. But he did nothing with it. And Tanner Boser was popping him with shots, elbows, just doing everything. So Rodrigo wasn't... So even though it's not shot-ending shots, it's not fight-ending shots, but Rodrigo's doing nothing. He's just holding him down. He attempted a couple of submissions, but they weren't nowhere near enough to be considered a submission attempt that's to end the fight. So Tanner Boser should win the 3rd round. And don't forget the explosion he had in the last 20 seconds when they got stood up and Tanner Boser just started throwing everything, and Rodrigo was giving big reactions, man. He was like going like that and then after the reset and then I mean, it is what it is. I gave Tanner Boser round 2 and 3 because Tanner Boser, Rodrigo was close to apparently submitting him, but Tanner Boser was putting his thumbs up. He was fine. It wasn't really locked in. Tanner Boser was landing, and don't forget, Tanner Boser wobbled Rodrigo in that 2nd round. Rodrigo was wobbling and stuff. So Tanner Boser wins off of damage effective striking. He wins based off the judging criteria. But obviously the judges doesn't know how to score any fucking fight, clearly. So that's 2 they've got wrong in this card. And it is what it is, man. But at the same time, you're fucking with people's careers, man. Because they're not getting their win money for that. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting their win money for that. But... And people talk about Tanner Boser's giving big reactions. He's not. He's just off balance. You could tell when Rodrigo was giving most shots, he wasn't giving big reactions, but he was the one getting hit clean the most. Tanner Boser, when he was getting hit clean, the reason he was giving big reactions is because when he's throwing, he's off balance anyway. He's a jittery fighter, so he's always off balance. So he's throwing, and then he's all because he gets hit and he's already off balance. He's like that, and then he's back and he's backing up, and then going forward, he's fine. So Tanner Boser wins off of damage. Fuck what anybody else thinks. But Is what it is. Next fight on the card, Joe Pyfer versus Amadovski. I went with Joe Pyfer, lock of the card, and he gets a first round KO. Great performance by Joe Pyfer, man. Good story too. Went from homeless. Dana White gave him some place to stay, and yeah, I mean, great performance, man. But again, though, this is what people don't understand, right? People ain't giving credit to Joe Pyfer because Amadovski was there to be KO'd. He was there to lose because... Sorry for the cut, man. Like I said, I need a new storage system. But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, Amadovski is there to be KO'd. But the thing is, though, people don't give credit for fighters and prospects doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Like, do you understand the amount that don't do that? Even though I gave Daniel Zellhuber that fight against Trey Ogden, he didn't look great at all. He looked shit. So, like, you know what I mean? He didn't do what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to dominate that fight, and he didn't. He scraped 2 rounds, in my opinion, and he lost based off the scoring, yeah? But win a robbery, as much of a robbery like Bowser and Ferreira, but yeah, but do you get what I mean? Like, he did exactly what he's supposed to do, so I mean, great, you know, all power to him, man. And Joe Pyfer, I mean, hopefully he gets given like another can on his way up, just, you know, after a couple of months off, like 5 to 6 months off, to see how much he's improved, which he probably has, and just, you know, give him another can, and if he passes that test, give him a decent test, and then give him a top 15 if he does that. So yeah, Joe Pyfer, great performance, man. Andre Fili, the next one on the card is Andre Fili versus Bill Aljo. I went with Fili winning 2 rounds to 1, and I think that's exactly what he did. You could argue Fili winning all 3 rounds, but I gave round 2 to Bill Aljo. I gave round 1 to Fili, obviously wobbled Aljo twice. And 3rd round is a tie-up, because Fili had his back and Bill Aljo kept punching him, boom, boom, boom. But this is what you casuals don't understand, right? Fili was winning the fight on the feet, was the more effective striker in round 3, took Bill Aljo down, almost submitted him. So he goes from striking to grappling now, right? And you can say, oh, Bill Aljo kept landing shots, and Fili was doing nothing towards the last 2 minutes, was just holding him. Yeah, but you don't take into account what happened the 3 minutes before that. 2 minutes before that, he was popping Aljo's head back and doing all that. The next minute, he had him in a rear naked choke, almost finishing him. So you could have just gonna base off those 2 minutes, those little pillow shots where he's not nowhere near gonna KO him. Really? So no, Fili clearly won, 2 rounds to 1. Stay mad, because at the end of the day, like, if people say, "Oh, this is robbery, he didn't win though," blah, 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 blah. In what sense can you give Bill Aljo round 3? Round 2, I understand. Now that I think about it, I'm giving Bill Aljo round 2. But how can you give Aljo round 3? The first... like, legit, the first 2 minutes, he was getting clearly outstruck and outlanded and outdamaged. I don't know what the stats were, but he was getting outdamaged. It's a damage-based sport. The next minute, he was almost getting choked out. And just because he landed pillow shots behind for 2 minutes, he won the fight. Get the fuck out of here, bro. No chance. But yeah, good performance by Andre Fili, man. Sad to hear about him losing his child. I think it was like 4 weeks into his camp. He lost his, he had like a miscarriage or something with his girlfriend or something. But yeah, man, condolences out to him. But yeah, great performance, man. And hopefully he gets fight tonight, hopefully. But I don't know, because this fight delivered here. Chidi Njokuani versus Gregory Rodriguez is the next fight. I did go with Chidi Njokuani, but the Brazilian steroids are something else, man. Gregory Rodriguez gets it done by 2nd round TKO. That cut that Chidi opened up on Gregory Rodriguez with that knee was crazy, and even wobbled Rodriguez. And the thing is, like, Rodriguez is getting teeped to the body. He's getting hit with massive shots. And it just seems like the more he gets hit, the more his cardio goes up. I think that's how his steroids work. It's kind of like Bane, when Bane, like, pumps up his fucking venom through his veins. And he's like, oh, and then he, like, charges at you even harder. Like, it's kind of like that with Gregor Rodriguez. He gets hit and then he just levels up for some reason. But yeah, for some reason. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. He's tough as fuck. There's no quitting him, let's just say, especially with the steroids. Okay, let's stop. But I'm right. I know I'm right. He's definitely on steroids. But yeah, no, it was a good performance though. Chidi Njokuani has no fucking gas tank. Got dropped in the first as well. I gave Gregory Rodriguez the first round, because he dropped Chidi Njokuani and then almost dropped him again, but landed big shots. And yeah, because don't forget, Chidi's knee didn't drop Gregor Rodriguez, and it didn't like wobble him to the point where he just kept unloading on him for a 10-8. He clearly like slowed down on it, went patient, and then Gregor Rodriguez landed the shot. So Gregor Rodriguez won round 1 anyway. It was just a matter of fact whether the doctor would let him continue, and doctor let him continue. So good on the doctor. We'll go on to the doctor in the next fight now. But yeah, I mean, good fight. And yeah, I was wrong. Is what it is. Next fight on the card was the main event. Corey Sandhagen versus Song Yadong. I went with Corey Sandhagen, winning 4 rounds to 1. But he gets it done by doctor stoppage at the end of round 4. Well, in between round 4 and 5, going into round 5. So, Corey Sandhagen, great performance, very methodical performance by him. Song Yadong did really well, showed very much improved cardio compared to when he fought Chito Vera. Very improved cardio. Every single round was very close. Corey Sandhagen was doing more Piotr Jan did to him. He was systematically breaking him down and reading him as the fight went on. But I gave Corey Sandhagen the first 3 rounds. Thing is, right, this is how I look at it. The first round, Corey Sandhagen, like, Yadong clearly had the more power. So what Corey was doing was Corey was landing these significant strikes at a higher clip. He was landing them at the higher clip. So they both had fight-ending potential shots, and I know Corey was reacting more when he got hit, but Song Yadong only landed a couple that made him, like, react and then get back into it, whereas Corey kept landing them consistently. And I know Song Yadong kept walking him down, but he kept getting hit by him, and he was like, and he was just kept, marching him down, but he was getting hit more by it. And he did nothing when he took Sandhagen's back, so Sandhagen wins that round. Round 2, Song Yadong, up until halfway through the round, Song Yadong was definitely winning the round, hands down. But then Corey Sandhagen lands that elbow, which cut Song Yadong very badly, which led to the doctor stoppage. But it's not just that, right? Can't win a round just off that. The reason I gave it to Corey Sandhagen, I don't know. It was close. It was so close. It was close. But the thing is, right, is Corey Sandhagen was landing a lot more shots towards the end of the second half then. You know what I'm saying? But if you factor in that... Right. Yeah, I'll give Song Yadong round 2 then. Song Yadong won round 2, 1-1. Corey Sandhagen won round 3 though. There's no debate. Corey Sandhagen clearly was landing the cleaner shots, going for the takedowns, making Song Yadong keep second guessing himself. And Corey Sandhagen did extremely well, was landing great shots, like I said, and yeah, just systematically broken down and stuff like that. Round 4, even gets Song Yadong on his back, lands more shots, and yeah, so Corey won round 1, 3, and 4 in my opinion, clearly. So yeah. If not, you have to give him round 2. If you're so insistent on Song winning round 1, which he didn't, because you clearly don't know the score fight if you give Song round 1. But if you're so insistent on giving it to him, then Corey gets the second round then, based off damage. So it is what it is. But yeah, Corey was winning 3-1 in my opinion. And by the way the momentum was going, he definitely was going to win the 5th round. So yeah, he would have won 4-1 like I predicted. So yeah, but yeah, that's the card, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're new, please like and subscribe. I pump out videos as often as I can, so please check them out. And yeah, run up my other videos. I appreciate you guys so much. My TikTok is Keep It Real Edits, even though I'm not really active on it anymore. But yeah, well, I'll see what I'll do with that. But yeah, this is Keep It Real MMA. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.